Hi, it's Liz from Sew for Home, and I want to talk today about a new project that we have sponsored by our friends at Janome America. It's our beautiful quilted shoulder bag, and it has what we like to call terrific Tula touches. And that means that we've chosen Tula pink fabric for both the exterior as well as the lining. And beyond that, we've also incorporated her brand new Tula pink webbing that's available at Renaissance Ribbons. Now this is in all of the vibrant colors that blend so wonderfully with all of Tula's fabric. And then we've taken a navy blue faux suede, and that gives us this great juxtaposition between kind of the boldness of the print and then that nice calmness of the solid color. Now, one of the things that is really special about having Janome America sponsor our projects is it allows us to give you a free pattern download. Now, if you're brand new to Sew for Home, I wanted to go over a few of the things that make working with patterns on Sew for Home so different. So to do that, I'm going to move our beautiful bag out of the way for just a minute. So the first thing you're going to do is go to the Getting Started section of the project on Sew for Home, and that's where you're going to find the link to download the pattern pages. We use Adobe Acrobat standard PDFs for all of our patterns, so you will need Adobe Acrobat Reader. That's a free program so that you can work with the PDFs. One of the main things that I want you to remember is that you need to download and print at 100%. So when you have your print browser open, don't check any of those boxes that say something like shrink to fit, fill the page, anything like that. You want to print it at 100%. Once you have all your pages printed out, you can look at the top and you're going to find a guide rule, and that's going to show you that your page, in this case, this rule is exactly 6 inches. So you can take your measuring tool, put it from end to end, and make sure that it is indeed 6 inches. If it is, you are good to go. Now, some of your pattern pieces may be just one page. You don't have to do anything else except for cut along the outside solid line. But some of the pieces may require more than one piece put together. So what you're going to do then, once you have all of the pieces cut out, is you're going to assemble them. For example, on our bag, we have a sidewall that requires 3 pieces. So you're going to look for the alignment arrows and you're going to butt together the pieces. That's very important. You're not overlapping, you're butting them together and taping them, aligning those placement arrows to give you your final full pattern piece. Now that you have all of these great pieces, you can cut out, following our instructions, all the pieces that you need from your fabric. Once you're done with all the fabric cutting, you're going to take your pieces and you're going to trim them along that dotted seam line. That's going to give you the patterns that you need to cut your stabilization. So in this case, we use both a lightweight interfacing as well as a soft batting to give our bag its great stabilization and structure. And what this does is it's going to ensure that that extra bulk stays out of the seam. You're actually going to cut it away from the seam allowance, and all of your pieces will come together much more smoothly. One of the things I sometimes recommend for folks, if you really love this project and you know you're going to want to make it more than once, make it for yourself, make it for your friend, go ahead and print a couple sets of the pattern pieces. That way you can keep one set intact, cut along the solid exterior line, and you can keep one piece cut along the dotted seam line, using that for any of your interfacing and other stabilizing fabrics. So I want to talk to you about a few of my favorite things about this particular bag project and the type of things that you're going to learn making the project. One of the things, of course, is the really pretty quilting on the entire exterior of the bag. Now, if you remember from when we were looking at all of the patterns, we do have the quilting guidelines actually drawn in on the pattern itself. So you can use your own favorite ruler and marking tool to draw those in. It's a standard 1.5-inch diamond quilting pattern. I always like to remind people when you're working on the right side of your fabric to draw in guidelines, make sure you're using a marking tool that's going to easily wipe away or that's going to vanish with exposure to the air or the heat of an iron. You'll notice too when you look through the instructions themselves that we used a quilter square. This is an 8.5-inch quilter square, and that allowed us to really do all of our guideline markings in a very quick and easy fashion. We were able to put it right at the point of whatever piece we were working with, in this case showing you here on the pocket, and then you can start your guidelines on those exterior lines, those two outside lines, and then just move forward, and it makes very fast and easy work of having to draw in your quilting guidelines to follow. Now, of course, one of my other favorite things is this cool little flap. I really love how nicely it hangs down, and in part that has to do not just with the design of the pattern itself, but the fact that we have combined the faux suede with the cotton, and there's stabilization between, so that gives it a nice weight that it will hang down. And it covers up the two exterior pockets, nice deep pockets. You can put in a cell phone, notepads and pens, drop the flap over the top, and that's going to protect what's inside your pockets. Now inside we have bound seam allowances. That's also a step that we're going to show you how to do when you look through all the instructions, and it allows you to keep your lining and your exterior fabrics super nice and flat. Both of them flat. You don't have that baggy lining issue that you can sometimes get. And then we'll show you how to bind those seams with a matching custom bias binding, and you really don't even see them. They just disappear into the corners. And then finally, our beautiful tulip pink webbing. It's just a set in permanent rectangle rings on both sides, and you can adjust it so it can hang nice and tight right under your arm as you're going, or bring it all the way down and allow it to hang a little bit lower. And of course, we do have all the steps for that adjustable strap. It's a technique that you can really use not only on this project, but on so many other bags and totes. So as I mentioned, all free right now on Sew for Home, courtesy of our promotional support of Janome America. You're also going to see the Janome machine that we chose for this particular project, any of the presser feet that we use to really make the thing go fast and easy. All of that's there for you right now on the Sew for Home site. So check it out and make sure you let us know how yours turns out. We'd love to see a picture on social media. Until then, we'll see you soon.